Welcome back, and today we are going to be taking a look at minors. So, when we look at number 84 in our second book, our red book, we have E minor. So, the thing is about minors is that when we do these in the book, they're really easy if you go about it the right way. We relate them back to the major scales that we already know. So, when we look at E minor, it is the same as G major. So if we think about our G major scale, start on the G and work our way up, we have one sharp, F sharp. In the E minor scale, we get the same thing. They use a little bit different order of half steps and whole steps. So in major, we have two whole steps, then a half step, and then three whole steps, and then a half step. In minor, we're using almost the same pattern, but we're starting in a different spot. So if you look, you get, you start on E, and then you go a half step, right? Or I'm sorry, a whole step. Then F sharp to G is a half step. G to A is a whole step. A to B is a whole step. B to C is a half step. C to D and D to E are both whole steps. So you get one whole step, half step. Two whole steps, half step, two whole steps. Another way to think of this is if you start your G major scale on the sixth note. So here's our G major scale. We get G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, and G. And then if we start on E, and then work our way up using the same notes as the G major scale. So we think about G major, one sharp, F sharp. We start on E, F sharp, G, A, B, C natural, D, and E. And that's your E minor scale. So if we look at number 84, we have E minor, number 84 right there. And again, just using your same notes as your G major.
E natural minor scale.
Now, cello and bass, if you look in the second measure, you've got that shifted E. Again, that is fourth position. You already know how to do that, some of you, so just shift down, get that first finger down to E, and then bring it back up. That's E minor scale, E natural minor. So let's put it into play. We've got the Volga boatman, pesante, meaning heavy, okay? Think about, stomping along, and it's very heavy. An old Russian folk song. We are forte, and we are in the key of E minor. So keep that F sharp, but C natural.
The Volga Boatmen.
So again, watching your C natural, that low 2 or second finger, bass having to do a little bit of pivoting to get to C natural. And then Go Tell Aunt Rhody in minor, though. So if we think about how this sounds in major, it sounds very happy. Very happy. But when we change this into minor, it's got a very different sound to it. Yeah? So it really changes the whole tone of the piece. Again, watch out, F sharp, but C natural, E natural minor. Now we use a couple different terms for minors. Natural minor is not saying natural notes. We can have a C sharp natural minor. Natural minor is meaning naturally occurring. We did not have to change any notes from the major scale to create the minor scale. The other forms of minor, harmonic and melodic, you have to change things. So, E natural minor, number 86, Go Tell Aunt Rhody.
Go Tell Aunt Rhody in minor.
Watch your slurs and dynamics. And again, slurs, moving the bow nice and smoothly, your dynamics, piano at the beginning, mezzo forte in the middle, and DC al fine, da capo al fine, meaning to go back to the beginning and play to the fine. Now the last piece of the E minor section, all the pretty little horses. We've got a couple new little things. Adagio, so it's a slow tempo, slower than andante. And again, andante meaning a medium walking tempo. And then DS al fine, del segno al fine, meaning to play the piece, go back to the sign, not the beginning, but the sign, and play to the fine. So in this one, we'll play measure 1 through 4, 5 through 8, 9 through 12, DS, which means go back. We find the sign at measure 5, and then we will finish off the piece at the end of measure 8. We're still in the key of E natural minor. We've got some slurs, measure 3, measure 7, measure 11. Watch your C naturals in those measures. We've also got a dotted quarter note eighth note. So again, dotted quarter note is a beat and a half. So 1 and 3. Ba, 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 ba. So really think about that counting of that measure. All right, so here we go. Piano stays pretty quiet all the way through.
All the pretty little horses.
And that's E natural minor.